Hi everyone. So true to form, I am going to record a couple of clips of video to mark Samhain and what I do to celebrate this particular holiday, holy day, sacred day on the wheel of the year. So tonight it is the 31st of October, and so as of sundown a couple of hours ago it is now Samhain, and today has also been my birthday. I was born just after 1 p.m. on the 31st of October, and actually my name, my dad chose my name, not my dad, with sort of my mum's agreement, but it was he who was aware of the Irish folklore and the meaning of the name, and he chose that name because I barely snuck in there in the light half of the year, according to old Irish mythology or folklore. Essentially, Anya is a goddess who is associated with the summer sun, and then Grian, which is now the modern Irish word for sun, is the goddess who is a little bit more oblique, but presumably another goddess who is associated with the winter sun. So there was just a winter and a summer in early Irish culture, and the winter started at Samhain and the summer started at Bealtaine. So I barely snuck in there just a couple of hours before sunset on the 31st of October. So I was a summer baby, very technically speaking, very late autumn if you're talking about modern seasons. So yeah, I barely snuck in there with the last light of the summer sun, which is why I'm called Anya. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to have to say this Samhain on camera. I'm not sure how much I'm going to have to show you because it's been a weird one. Spiritually, I feel scattered and unprepared, and which is kind of normal for me at Samhain. I'm always quite sad that Samhain can't really be a bigger time for me spiritually because I'm always just distracted with it being my birthday and doing birthday kind of celebration things because my birthday is important to me too. But apart from all of that, my birthday has just also felt very weird this year and very disorganized. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm just not feeling very happy right now. I just didn't enjoy my birthday much, for no apparent reason. We sort of did the usual kind of things. I was in my parents' house and spent the day with my parents basically up until we had a late lunch in a really nice restaurant, which is the one we usually go to, and we had that with my parents and my boyfriend. And maybe it was just too much of the same thing. Maybe it was just too much replicating what we did last year, and it's starting to feel a bit stale or something. It just wasn't what I wanted to do at the time or something, and it just didn't feel... I think sometimes, at times like my birthday and Christmas, I feel a lot of pressure to be happy. I feel like it's, my birthday in particular, it's all focused on the idea that I have to be happy because it's my birthday and we're celebrating my birthday and it's a lovely time to spend with my family and my friends. But if I'm not completely up to scratch emotionally, it can just feel a bit like I'm letting down the team almost. And I've really been feeling very strange all day. I've been going through a lot of emotional turmoil over the past couple of weeks, well really over the past couple of months, and it's sort of come to a head in the last couple of weeks, the last week in particular, which I'm not going to get into because it's very personal stuff. Part of it is to do with career, trying to figure out what in the hell I am doing with myself and what I'm going to be doing with myself next year, in a year's time, in regards to going back to university and stuff like that. And then there's just other more personal issues coming up as well. And I think I'm just also feeling quite fearful to be getting older and kind of moving more towards my late 20s because I feel so unsure about absolutely everything. Everything feels very up in the air right now. And I really am just going through a phase of extreme uncertainty about what I even want. What I'm, like kind of questioning even everything that I've been doing for the past couple of years. And, nothing seems like I feel in some ways like I haven't committed enough to a few things, and then in another way I feel like I've maybe banked too much on really uncertain kind of ideas, and not been practical enough, or not built up the opportunities that I have that are more stable or might actually make me a bit of money. So I have no idea what is going to happen in my ritual. I'm about to do ritual now in a little while. I'm going to start getting into the kind of ritual frame of mind, and then after that I'm going to be heading over to my boyfriend's house, and we're probably just going to have a quiet evening because I honestly just don't emotionally feel up to anything much more. Tomorrow I'm having a bunch of friends over to the house. We're going to have cocktails, and hopefully I will be more in the mood for that when it comes around tomorrow. I am really looking forward to that, and I'm really pleased that this year I have about double the amount of people probably coming to my house, because I've just made more of an effort this year to see the people that I already am friends with, to spend more time with them, and also to start cultivating some new friendships. I have been really feeling a very strong need to invite new people into my life and have that excitement of making new friendships with people, with like-minded people, people that I can have those deep kind of conversations with about love, life, art, the universe. So I am really looking forward to that. There is a little bit of potential tension that might arise during that, however, so that is kind of on my mind as well. I don't really know how it's going to go down, but I'm just going to try and, get into the spirit of it and kind of assume that everything will just kind of go according to plan. But yeah, I really don't know how this ritual is going to go. Quite possibly it'll be a bit of a bust. It might just be a bit of an anticlimax kind of thing to the day. I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to get into the right state of mind, because I have felt so strange all day. So I have no plan. I haven't, honestly haven't even looked through. I've literally just printed out the kind of bits that I wrote for Samhain last year alongside my usual ritual outline. And that's just what I literally haven't even looked at it. And that in itself is not always bad. That has happened to me before, once or twice, that I've been so disorganized that I really haven't had a chance to think about. But I mean, I had all sorts of plans. I was going to write all sorts of poetry. I was going to, put together a really involved ritual and from scratch and all that. And no, that didn't happen. I mean, seriously, I say this every time I realize that, and it never happens. But I was kind of hoping that this Samhain might be a bit of a departure for me, because I am actually having a chance to do ritual on the actual night without any particular pressure, time pressure or anything like that, because just because it's fairly early in the evening, and I'm heading over to my boyfriend's after this, but we don't have any particular plan, so it really doesn't matter if I'm quite late getting over there. And the last time, last year, I tried to do it this way around, doing the ritual on the 31st, and I was also quite sick last year, and my boyfriend was actually coming here rather than me going over to him, so I kind of had only had a certain kind of time frame, if you know what I mean, to slot my ritual in, and that didn't work very well. Yeah, I would advise that, try and have an open-ended period of time to do ritual in, where you don't feel like you have to be wrapping up after a certain amount of time, because that is no fun, let me tell you that, for nothing. Okay, I have rambled. I have not said anything much of interest. I guess I will probably turn the camera back on again after my ritual if I have anything to say, which I might not. Even if I do, it might be too private or personal to kind of get into, or just irrelevant, you know what I mean? A lot of personal stuff going on in my life, it's just not only is it private, but it's just irrelevant to the channel as well. Oh yeah, and I was supposed to be going to Newgrange tomorrow and Nouth and Douth. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. It's a very cool place, so if you don't know about it, you should definitely know about it, so look it up. But due to unforeseen circumstances, that is no longer happening, so I'm actually not going to have a chance to do my sort of going to a my habit of going to kind of a natural place or an archaeological site or anything. I'm actually not going to have a chance to do that tomorrow. I'm fairly disappointed with myself, but it's honestly beyond my control. I can't drive. I mean, I can, but I don't have my driver's license, So I can't drive myself anywhere, and my parents are unable to drive me anywhere. So essentially I can't actually drive anywhere, and there's nowhere much I can go in town. So I think the most I'm going to manage is a walk to the park tomorrow at some point, and that will just have to do. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that as well, but so I won't have much to share with you tomorrow, essentially, is what I'm saying. I might show you the decorations before the party, before people arrive. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it there for the moment. Sorry about this video. I think it's going to be a bit odd and a bit a little bit less kind of positive and cheery than usual. I do try to be in good form on videos, and I try to be positive in general in life, but I'm not feeling it right now. I'm afraid I'm feeling a little bit sorry for myself. We'll put it like that. Okay, I'll talk to you again in a minute. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't the most involved ritual that I have ever done. I've mentioned a few times before that I generally do sort of kind of like astral travel, path working kind of stuff, but tonight I just really wasn't feeling it. It just didn't happen. I ended up just sort of talking instead, which is something that I used to do a fair bit, or have done when the urge grabbed me before. And it's funny how some rituals and some Sabbaths will just feel more sacred, or more, I get in touch more easily with mystery. I'd say my most successful ritual from that point of view ever was the winter solstice last year, so that's quite a while ago. I was just in a good ritual headspace at that time, I suppose you could say. I really haven't been doing a lot of ritual recently. I really haven't been. Maybe I just haven't been in the right headspace, but yeah, I kind of talked to the Morrigan, or goddess, or cosmos, or whatever. I kind of said out loud quite a lot of stuff that I hadn't said out loud to anybody, so I think that was probably helpful. But yeah, slightly weird one. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is at least partly because it's my birthday and it's just a strange one for me in general, but yeah, I don't know if I would go so far as to say I'm disappointed. I'm fully aware that this is how things go in some rituals. It's just always different. Each time is always different, and like the full moon will be coming up soon enough, and who knows, maybe I will actually end up having a really moving ritual for that instead. So, this is just how it goes, and I think the next time that I'm really feeling moved to do ritual, I will sort of probably get more involved with it, and maybe by then I might have something more clear in mind, some sort of path working that I want to do. So I would say, a lot of people say that they don't like to do ritual when they don't feel like it, but I always feel like if I don't mark, first of all, if I don't mark the days that I say I will with ritual, I will hardly do ritual at all, probably, because life is hectic and it can be hard to even remember to do ritual, and weeks and weeks would probably go past and I would suddenly go, oh god, I haven't done ritual. I feel like I don't have enough space in my life to organically come to that point frequently enough that I would kind of say, right, I really feel like doing ritual right now, which is sad. And part of that is definitely to do with not having a lot of time on my own in my flat, where my altar space is. So I don't know, what I tend to do, as I've basically just said there, is that I will do the ritual, but I won't get too head up about the details, or I won't get too head up if it doesn't go to plan, if it isn't all I wanted it to be, etc., etc. I will just say, okay, next time I really feel like doing ritual, maybe it'll be what I wanted it to be tonight. And yeah, so I do, like I said, try to do ritual at the full moon and dark moon, but most often that tends to just be whatever closest night that I feel like doing it. And honestly, like the last couple of weeks and months have not seen me doing a lot of ritual in general, and I would like that to change. I'm not exactly sure Oh yeah, head's a mess. Probably not making sense anymore, so I'll leave it there. Yeah, like I said, I might pick this up again tomorrow, but I won't have an awful lot to share with you guys. It's going to be a quiet kind of day, so I hope that you all had a wonderful Samhain, because this, or Bealtaine if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, because this will probably be going up tomorrow evening, maybe, if I get a chance. Yeah, on the bright side, I'm feeling a bit better now. I think that doing ritual really cleared my head a bit, so yeah.